Hello, and welcome to episode 13 of the Pipe Dream Meme. I'm Julie Mohammed.
And I'm Rebecca Ananda. Water. You wake up, you flush the toilet, you have a shower, brush your teeth, drink your coffee. Before you've even left the house, you've probably used 80 liters of water in your morning routine.
Canada is a vast country and is estimated to contain about 2 million lakes. 20% of the Earth's fresh water can be found within our borders. But don't be a cocky Canuck. That statistic is misleading. Only 6.5% of the Earth's renewable fresh water can be found within our borders. And as for the rest of it, when it's gone, it's gone.
So who does all this glorious liquid belong to? Now, water rights have been in the news a lot lately because bottled water behemoth Nestle decided that looking like a total dick was a winning PR move. This summer in Ontario was hotter than the air inside Donald Trump's head, which led to a drought in the region around Aberfoyle, Ontario, where Nestle operates a bottling plant. Now, despite the drought, Nestle continued to extract millions of liters of water per day. And here's the kicker. Nestle pays the government of Ontario $3.71 in fees for every million liters of water it extracts. That's about how much it costs me, in coins, to do a load of laundry.
Although all of Nestle's actions are 100% legal, conservation groups are enraged by what they see is a commodification of a basic human right. Nestle has become such a pariah that some are calling for a boycott of their products, and Canadian literary titan Margaret Atwood is even throwing down some smack talk via the Twitter.
Now, I'd love getting high on a good dose of righteous indignation, but let's be sure that we're getting mad at the right people. To take more than 50,000 liters of water a day, you have to have a permit issued by the Government of Ontario. Now, within a 10-kilometer radius of Aberfoyle, Ontario, there are 92 active water-taking permits. 2 of those are owned by Nestle, which allow it to take 4.2 million liters of water per day. Now, I know that sounds outrageous, but of the 90 remaining permits, a whopping 39 of them allow for more than 1 million liters of water per day. And if you add up the daily water taking allowances for just those 39 permits, you get an absolutely staggering 404,654,997 liters of water per day.
But let's be clear though, bottling water is a largely frivolous activity and not a good use of our water resources in general. But if we're going to get all up in arms over the abuse and overuse of our precious resources, let's not be ignorant as to who the biggest takers are. You want to talk about wasting water? Well, how about the over 10 million liters of water permitted to be taken daily to water golf courses? Now, I'm not a hater, but as if golf wasn't elitist enough already. Or how about a large portion of the Aberfoyle region's water used for something called aggregate washing, which is a fancy way of saying rinsing gravel. Now, does that sound like a good use of our water resources to you?
Industrial and commercial enterprises, agriculture and livestock raising all require water to function, and in turn they hold the fabric of society together. But that does not mean that we should stop searching for ways to be more efficient. Climate change is a terrifying and present reality that we need to accept and begin taking seriously. 70% of the world's fresh water is contained in snow and ice. A study published last year predicts that by the year 2100, up to 90% of the glaciers covering the mountains of Western Canada will be gone. A warmer atmosphere results in higher evaporation rates, which affects surface water such as rivers and lakes. Climate change is also causing an intensification of the water cycle. Now, as scientists struggle to understand the long-term implications of these changes, the onus is on us, in the present, in the now, to become more conscientious guardians of nature. Hoo-yah!
Groundwater is essentially non-renewable. It takes 50 years for it to replenish itself. Now, that 400 million liters of water that we were talking about earlier that are allowed to be extracted daily from the Aberfoyle region, yeah, almost all of it is groundwater. So what can you do? Well, in 2015, Canadians purchased 2.5 billion liters of bottled water. So for one, we could stop that. Besides the fact that psychopathic corporations are making a profit off of a basic human necessity, they're also using tens of millions of barrels of oil annually to produce the plastic bottles themselves.
We also live ostensibly in a democracy, which means that you have the right to bother the shit out of your elected officials. Listening to you is in their job description. Ontario Premier Kathleen Wynne has said, quote, "The rules need to change," end quote, when it comes to bottled water. So let's hold her to her word. And don't forget about Glenn Murray, the Minister of the Environment and Climate Change. And why stop at bottled water? Tell those guys you want all water taking reviewed. I know that personally, I don't want millions of liters being wasted so some country club douchebag can hit a tiny ball down a perfectly green fairway.
And then there's us. You, me. The average Canadian uses 251 liters of water a day, which adds up to over 91,000 liters per year. We can do better. And the best part is it's not even that hard. For one, we can start by installing water-saving shower heads and faucet aerators in your kitchen and bathroom. Take an old pop bottle, put some sand or gravel in the bottom, and place it in your toilet tank. Don't worry, your nasty stuff will still flush away. And it should go without saying, only run your dishwasher or washing machine if you've got a full load.
Don't be a dick or willfully ignorant. This stuff is mega important. If you plan on having children or you already have some ankle biters running around, think about the world you're leaving behind for them.
Water is something we take for granted. It seems to flow endlessly from the tap like liquid gold. But it won't last forever. Did you look that way too? I gotta go through all my shit, figure out what I don't need. Armenia.